Saturday night, I guess that makes it alright. You say, what have I got to lose? What did I say? Leave it, call it. Baby, you're much too fast. Leave it, call it. You need a love that's gonna last. Guess I should've closed my eyes when you drove me to the place where your horses run free. 'Cause I felt a little ill when I saw all the pictures of the jockeys that were there before me. Believe it or not, I started to worry. Wondered if
Okay, hello. Today I'm going to be doing a quick review for Quiz 8. First thing I'd like to go over with you guys is the degree. If I asked what is the degree of this polynomial, 9x to the fourth, hopefully you would know that the degree has to do with the exponent. There's only one exponent there, one variable, one exponent, therefore the degree is 4. If there was two exponents, like if there was x to the fourth, y to the third, you would then add the 4 and the 3 and get a degree of 7. This is not that problem, but anyway. Number 2, addition problem. If I have 6y to the third, in parentheses, plus 4y squared plus 2, plus 2y squared minus 4y to the third plus 5. All right, so I'm adding here, and I'm going to combine like terms is really what this is. You don't really need parentheses on this. They usually put them in there just so they, designate one polynomial plus another one, but you could erase them and still get the same answer. As long as it's not a subtraction problem, that's fine. In this case, they put them out of order. There's my cubes over here, and here's my cubes or third powers over there. So I'm going to add those two together. 6 plus negative 4 is 2, and I keep the exponent the same, all right? The next one, here's my y squareds, and there's those y squareds. Those two I can add together. 2 plus 4 is 6. Y squared, and then I can also add my regular numbers together. 2 plus 5 is 7. So that's the answer. Notice how I didn't change the exponents when you're adding or subtracting. It's only when you're multiplying or dividing do you change the exponents. Second one, 5x to the third minus 4x squared plus 12 minus 2x to the third minus 4x squared minus 12. Okay, so this one. This is a subtraction problem, which makes it a little different. I like to change all the signs. If you want to go, 5x to the third minus 2x to the third, you can. I prefer to change all the signs in the second set of parentheses like that, and change the subtraction between the two parentheses to a plus. And now I can simply combine like terms, and that takes care of all those double negatives, which can be kind of tricky. So I like doing it that way. 5 plus negative 2 is 3. X to the third, don't change the exponents. Negative 4x squared plus 4x squared is 0. I'm not going to put a plus 0, you could. And 12 plus 12 is 24, which means that's the answer. 4. 5x, this is a multiplication problem, so they'll say multiply. $5x squared times 3x squared plus negative 6 plus 5x. Right answer in standard form. Sorry, I ran out of space there. Okay, so this is distributive property, which means I'm going to multiply, the 5x squared times all three of those things. 5x squared times 3x squared, that's 15, and I got 2 x's here, 2 more there. You add the exponents, gives me exponent of 4. Notice how this is where the exponents change. When you're multiplying, you add the exponents. All right, negative 6 times 5 is negative 30, x squared. And 5 times 5 is 25. I got 2 x's over here. One more there gives me x to the third. Okay, now I'm not quite done because they ask for the answer in standard form, which means I want to have the highest exponent first going down to the lowest one. So the x to the fourth is my highest exponent. That's my next highest, the third power one. So I'm going to go plus 25 x to the third. And last but not least, 30 x squared is the smallest. So that goes last, and that's it. All right, so that was number 4. I'm on to number 5. I got 8 problems today. Factor. 24x to the 5th plus 6x to the 4th. All right, so this is one of the ones where, I'm going to be pulling out a monomial, pulling one term out. You make parentheses and see what goes into 24 and 6, see what goes in x to the 5th and x to the 4th. In this case, the biggest number that goes into 6 and 24 is 6. And then how many x's can I pull out? Well, that's determined by the smallest exponent on the variable, which in this case is x to the 4th. Okay? And then you're dividing to see what goes in the parentheses. Since this is addition, it stays addition in the parentheses. 24 divided by 6 is 4. I had 5 x's here, but I pulled 4 of them out in front. Leaves me with 1x. And 6x to the 4th divided by 6x to the 4th is 1. And remember, you can always go check your answer by doing the distributive property here and see what you get. You had better, if you multiply that out, you better get what you started with. In this case, you do. So you know you're good. All right. Number 6. 3x minus 7 times 2x plus 5. This is a multiplication problem. Sometimes it should say it, but there is implied multiplication in between the two parentheses. And this is where you should multiply by FOIL or box technique, whichever you prefer. And any time on a quiz or a test where it says, do it by FOIL, you should feel free to do it either way. All right, we'll do it by box if you prefer. So if I did it by FOIL, I would go 3x times 2x is 6x squared. Outside is 3x times 5 is 15x. Inside is the negative 7 and the 2x, which is negative 14x. And the last ones are the negative 7 and the positive 5. When I multiply those together, I get negative 35. And then the last thing I can do is combine those two, add them together. I get 6x squared. 15 minus 14 is 1x, or just x, minus 35. Or you could have done it with a box technique. Three x minus 7 and 2x plus 5. Multiply, you get 6x squared there. 15, 5 times 3 is 15x. Over here is negative 7 times 2x is negative 14x. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. And then if you add them up, you can combine those two together. You get 6x squared plus 1x minus 35. Notice you get the same answer either way. Whichever way you're good at, that's the way you should do it. Okay. All right, so that's number 6. Number 7 is this, 3x plus 2 squared. So you could do it a couple ways. If you just remember that this is, really this is 3x plus 2 times 3x plus 2, all right? You'd think it would be 9x plus 4, but it's not. In this case, if I did FOILed it out, or I showed you that shortcut where you square the front term, 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. And then I got the last term over here, which is take the last term and square it. 2 times 2 is 4. The middle term will be what I get when I multiply, MT is middle term, 3x times the last term, and then double it. Whatever that is, double it, all right? 3x times 2 is 6x, 6x times 2 is 12x, and that's your inside term. Now the other way you could do it, if you went and FOILed it out, or box technique, I'll do it with FOIL. I get 9x squared, outside is 6x, inside is 6x, and the last is 4, which, you'd add those two together and you'd get your 12x, which is the same thing, okay? All right, number 8, my last problem. X plus 7 times x minus 7. So if I multiply this out, you could do FOIL, get the answer. This is also what's called the difference of two squares, where I square the front term. X times x is x squared. Square the last term, which would be 7 times 7, which is 49. Throw a subtraction sign in between them, and you're done. If I gave you something like this, which was 2x plus 7 times 2x minus 7, it would be really the same thing. The only difference is I'd square the 2 also, which would give me 4x squared minus 49. Notice how they're almost the same answer. Call that 8b. Okay, that's it. Those are my 8 problems for you. Good luck on your quiz. Close it out with some more music.